Hi, everyone, and good evening to all of you, and welcome to this webinar. Welcome, everyone. My name is Josefa Hedri, and I am going to be the moderator for the webinar today. Just a quick introduction about myself. I am a senior finance trainer at PwC's Academy, and I am going to be hosting this session for you guys in order to help you connect with the speakers that we have today. And obviously, the session that we are having today, guys, as you guys can see on the screen, is about how the ACCA qualification helped the individual that we have today land a role in the Big Four audit firm. And obviously, I myself am an ACCA qualified. I'm a qualified accountant. I will definitely going to be giving in my input along with the speakers that we have with us today. So moving forward, we've got two speakers today, Varsha Kumar, who is the Finance Senior Associate at PwC Middle East, and Carl Ibrahim, who is the Assurance Associate at, again, PwC Middle East. And about myself, as I've mentioned, I'm a senior finance trainer at PwC's Academy, mainly involved in the training for ACCA and other finance and accountancy qualification training. I will let the introduction of Varsha and Carl to themselves so that they can tell you guys about themselves, that what do they do, what's their role, and we are going to be moving on to that in a bit. But I'll just give you guys a quick introduction for the people who are not aware of what PwC's Academy do and what is an ACCA qualification. So I'm going to be giving a quick short idea about that so that all the people are on the same platform and we move into the same direction. So moving ahead. So guys, PwC is generally known as, an organization mainly known for its audit and accountancy and taxation services. But PwC's Academy is the educational unit of PwC, the firm, and we are involved mainly in the training business. So what do we train for? We train for multiple different areas, accounting and finance being the major part of it and being one of the significant part of our training. But when it comes to accounting and finance, we do multiple different kinds of trainings. For example, we conduct trainings for the professional qualifications like ACCA, CMA, CFA, CIA, CPA. And that's why we have got multiple strategic partners. As you guys can see on the screen, we have got ACCA as a strategic partner. We've got CMA as a strategic partner. We have got CIPD. We have got CFA. We have got CIM. We have got SIPS. We have got CMI, and multiple other are the partners that we conduct our business with. Not only that, we have got multiple different awards. We have got the Cert Nexus Award for the most innovative authorized training partner of the year. We've got Ministry of Economy Award. We've got Middle East Accountancy and Finance Excellence Award from ICAEW, which is the Institute of Chartered Accountants of England and Wales. And what does it signify, guys? The significance of all of these awards and all of these strategic alliances that we've got is the quality that we deliver in our trainings and the quality that we deliver in our classrooms. So moving ahead, what is the ACCA qualification and how do we deliver that ACCA qualification at PwC's Academy? So when I talk about, guys, ACCA qualification, I'm going to be keeping it very short and brief. ACCA has mainly 3 E's. Now, what are those 3 E's? Exams, then we have got ethics, and then we have got the experience. So in total, there are 15 exams of ACCA, of which you have to complete 13 exams in order to be qualified. Then after completing your exams, you need to move on to your ethics module, which is an online module. And then you need to complete that just like any of your exams, and there will be an exam towards the end of that module. You have to finish that up, and once that is done, experience. In order to be qualified as an ACCA member, you need 36 months, which is 3 years of relevant working experience in any area of accounting and finance. And I would let Varsha and Carl to talk about that in detail as they are the experts that we have on the panel. Now, how do we deliver the ACCA qualification differently and all the other qualifications differently at PwC's premises? So, about PwC's Academy, guys, as I've told you that it's an educational section of the firm. We have more than 4,000 ACCA participants that we have trained so far, with approximately more than 80% of the ACCA pass rates collectively of all the exams that we have trained for. And again, multiple years of training experience. I am myself training for PwC for the last 7 years, and I can tell you that none of the day has come where I would say this thing that the quality of the training has been compromised. So what's different? What do we do? So basically, guys, I'm going to take you through on each of these areas one by one. The first thing is the unlimited preparation support. Now, it's not just the regular conventional training that we are doing where a trainer comes into the room, delivers the course, and that's it. We say goodbye to our students. No, that's not what we do. So we try to help them within the class, and not only that, we also try to help them outside the class. For example, as you can see, we try to create digital assets like short bite-sized videos, our own trainer notes, small exam techniques, which help the students to identify the tricky areas of the exam and try to do better in the exam. Extensive tuition, I mean, like we have very detailed tuition classes which help the students in order to prepare for the exam well. Extensive question practice is a very important part of the tuition phases that we do. Then and we move into the revisions again. Question practice is at the heart of our revision phase, and then we have the third session, which is the QBR, question based revision, where the trainers set up their mock exams based on their anticipation, based on their expectation, what could we have in our exam, and then students appear for that mock exam. They are being marked by the trainers, and then the instant feedback is given to the students to make sure that whatever mistakes they are doing, they do not make the same mistakes when they are in the actual exams. Also, we have got a CBE portal, computer-based examination portal, where we replicate the exam portal and we train our students on that portal so that they do not face any kind of difficulty when they are in the actual exam, because most of the time most of the institutes are just training the individuals on the content part but not on the software that is going to be used in the exam, which is extremely important. And because of that, we've got multiple prize winners, regional as well as the national prize winners. We've got more than 70 prize winners since 2017. Obviously, along with that, just like we are having this session, guys, we have different career oriented and career support sessions. Like, for example, we have career talks, we have got employability trainings, employability workshops, and we also have multiple different kinds of counseling and that we provide to our students in order to make sure that they do well in their actual. Okay, all right, perfect. And obviously, when it comes to the student experience, because everything that I have talked about so far has been about what we do in the classroom. Now I'm going to talk about what we do outside the classroom. So we have got social events like movie nights, we have got game nights, we have got student council. So we not only just train the students, what is happening inside the class and what they are going to be doing in their exams, but we also train the students to deal with people, to polish their communication skills, to polish their leadership skills. A lot of students have this fear of public speaking. We try to help them overcome that by help them participating in these kind of activities. So it's an overall package of quality that we deliver at the academy in order to help our students prepare for the practical world. Now, we are going to be moving on to the core area of this session, and I am going to be now moving on towards my colleagues, towards my speakers, Varsha and Carl. So Let me just stop this one so that you guys can have a look at these guys. Hi, Varsha. Hi, Carl. How are you guys doing?
All good.
All
Great,
right,
Josefa.
perfect. Hey, Carl. Good to see you guys. Good to see you. Okay, so let's guys start off with the question. So Varsha, I'm going to be starting off with you. So I kept your introduction quite brief so that you guys can introduce yourself. So tell us about yourself, Varsha. What are you currently doing?
All right. First of all, thank you, Zeph, and thanks to the Academy for giving us an opportunity like this to speak about our journey. So, quick introduction. I don't want to keep it too long, so we can get to the real questions that are going to come through. I'm currently a senior finance associate within the Tax and Legal Services Department of PwC. So in my role, I'm more focused on financial modeling, budgeting, forecasting. In the past 2 years, I've also been involved in a lot of transformation projects. Additionally, I also teach. I teach with the Academy occasionally on the fundamental level papers, so that's something that's very close to my heart. But I think to summarize, my role is in supporting the partners within the firm to budget plan, do risk management, and this is across the Middle East region. That's pretty
Great.
much a summary of what I do.
Amazing. That's really great. That's amazing to hear. And Carl, what about you? Can you please describe your role at the firm? What are you currently doing?
Sure. Thanks, Josefa. Hi, everyone. I'm Khalid Ibrahim, and I'm currently an experienced assurance associate at PwC Dubai. I'm part of the financial services assurance practice. And now, what that means is that I get to be a part of some of the world's largest financial institutions audits. These include some of our largest clients, such as HSBC, Credit Suisse, and so on. I joined as an intern back in 2018 and I've progressed through the firm ever since. On the day to day, I focus on delivering value to our clients in terms of probing them as to how they can improve the quality of the financial statements. This involves a lot of application of what I've learned during my ACCA program through the Academy. And on the side, I also get to be a part of some digital transformation projects at PwC, which helps me upskill myself and others in digital acumen, which is an incredibly important topic going forward.
Great, amazing. So I believe we have got two amazing experts to talk about their role and share some light on that. So, Carl, my next question would be to you, and that is that why do you choose ACCA? What made you choose ACCA?
Quite a loaded question there, Zephan. I think if I have to summarize why I chose the ACCA qualification, it would be three things. It would be its versatility, it would be how it's recognized globally, and the practicality of the knowledge that I get. I say versatility because I know we call it an accounting qualification, but it's so much more than that. And the reason I say that is because having studied the ACCA qualification, I don't just know accounting. I also know about financial management. I know about corporate governance and so much more. This allows me to understand why businesses make the decisions that they do and how they operate. I talk about global recognition because ACCA is so widely recognized. And in fact, it's PwC's preferred qualification when they look for a new hire. The other reason is practical knowledge. As I said earlier, it's something that I apply on my day-to-day job. Not a single day goes by where I don't pick up an IS or IFRS standard that I've learned as part of my ACCA qualification and apply to something I'm doing on the job. So those are my reasons for choosing ACCA.
Amazing. That's really great. And I totally agree with you, Carl, on that one, because obviously you're right that knowledge without application is of no better use. So definitely the way you mentioned that, how you apply the accounting and finance knowledge in your day-to-day activities, that's really great. On to you, Varsha. Why did you choose ACCA?
I think it's very similar on the grounds of what Carl said as well. For me, it was a different journey in the sense I started with university, and like probably many of you who are on the call, on graduating, you're graduating with a huge group of people, and you're trying to look at how you can differentiate yourself in the crowd. After a lot of research, talking to a lot of experts, and pretty much, I think back in 2015, when I'd come in for an info session, just like the one we're doing with, of course, all of the trainers and the academy, it pretty much helped me land onto my decision. Like end of the day, I wanted something that was practical, like Carl said, something that was versatile and something that gave me more than just an accounting qualification. So at the end of it, ACCA pretty much enables like your long-term career growth and the global network, right? You're not limited to specializing in a specific country or a specific field, and the exposure and your access to unlimited resources. So that's what definitely differentiates ACCA from a lot of the other chartered accountancy qualifications, because it's super updated. It's constantly looking at ways of how to improve, let it be their study structures for people who've qualified. There's information on a daily basis to continue your learning. And we live in a world where everything is changing so fast. So in that context, I think ACCA definitely puts you a step forward from the crowd.
I totally agree with you. And I mean, like, if I have to talk about my reason of choosing ACCA, because uh, I did it way back in 2009. So back in the days, obviously it was a different qualification, but still, when I think of the reason that why I chose ACCA, I think one of the main reasons for me would be the technical depth of the content that we have in this qualification. I mean, like, I have done university, but I would say that the amount of knowledge and the amount of depth we go into a particular topic, specifically when we talk about accountancy and finance, it's just amazing. And it's with over the, it's evolving over the period of time. It's continuously keeping you updated, as you said, Varsha, and it makes you relevant out there in the market. You will never be outdated. So that's really, really an amazing thing about ACCA. Okay, perfect. So again, another question to you would be, Carl, how studying ACCA with the academy helped you?
Yeah, another loaded question is if now a key reason how the ACCA qualification, studying the ACCA qualification with the academy helped me is how flexible the learning journey was. Now, I like, I assume a few people on this call or more, you'd be working while studying at the same time. And now I was in a similar situation not too long ago, and the academy's flexible programs allowed me to to flex my schedule according to my working hours, because the academy has classes in the evening as well, which allowed me to complete my workday and then move on to studying for my professional qualification alongside. So it wasn't too much of a burdensome task as a lot may perceive at first. So that's how the academy really helped. Another way the academy really helped, as Josefa said, is the initiatives outside the classroom. Now, I was part of the CSR team on the academy during my presence there, and this gave me a lot of exposure into social responsibility projects. So, and this grew a lot of my knowledge outside the classroom as well. Um, I think those are two key reasons why. Yeah.
Great. And what about you, Varsha? How did, studying with the academy helped you where you are today?
I think what differentiated my experience with the academy, to be honest, is the trainers. For me, it was really important that I'm not just in a classroom with someone who's just delivering what's in the book, because, then why not study on my own? But for me, the academy, let it be the relationship with the trainers. And like you highlighted at the beginning of the call, unlimited support, like you're not joking when you say that. It is actually unlimited support. I remember reaching out to my trainers like, at midnight before the exam day, panicking, saying, I don't know what's going to happen. I feel like I've not revised enough. And that assurance, like getting that support from the trainers throughout the journey, and not just limited to passing your exams. So even when it came to enhancing like my skills outside of the classroom, even when I was seeking a full-time role in the firm, that support is, I think, really important, especially in a world where we live, where everyone needs a good network, right? You need the right support and the right guidance. So the trainers, of course, the premises, as a student, you want to be in a environment with like-minded people, which not only creates opportunities for you within the classroom, but also outside.
Great, great. Okay. The next question, Varsha, I'd I'll be addressing to you again. So tell me, how do you implement your learnings that you have got from ACCA and the Academy in your day-to-day job today? How do you implement all those
Yeah.
learnings?
It's a really good question. And I think Carl touched based on how he's using it even today. I think if you look at it from a technical perspective, yes, I think I'm applying almost everything that I've learned. So like I said in the beginning, my role is a lot focused on budgeting, forecasting, and financial modeling, which, even if you look at the professional level exams that we have, I chose to specialize in financial management, which till date, I think I'm applying on a day-to-day basis. Then, of course, when you're in the classroom with experienced trainers, they have a lot of real-life experiences to share. So even from an emotional intelligence perspective, sometimes at work we're faced with issues, or we're faced with situations where you don't know how to react, or what is the best approach. How do I deal with this difficult situation? How do I overcome this? So the experiences that are shared in the classroom by the trainers, even your peers, because you're mixed with so many different people. You have full-time students, you have working professionals. That complete learning experience is something I feel has really positively impacted my day-to-day journey within the firm.
Great. And about you, Carl, I know that you have put some light on that already, but if you can, give a bit of more detail about your day-to-day application of the knowledge that you have achieved at the academy and through ACCA.
Sure. I mean, it wasn't too long ago when you yourself taught me the strategic business reporting paper, and given that I do apply these concepts on a daily basis, I sometimes, when applying a certain standard, I hear your voice echoing through my head, talking me through how to apply it. So one thing that stands out about the ACCA qualification and studying it at the academy is that it puts you in a problem-solving mindset. The approach that the trainers take is primarily focused on problem solving, which is brilliant, and it's helped me overcome some challenging accounting problems on a day-to-day basis. I'm a firm believer in the fact that knowledge is power, and what the ACCA qualification has given me in my role is confidence. I think that's something that earns you a tremendous amount of respect in the professional environment. When you're confident in what you know, I think that's what makes people stand out the most. You can tell the difference between how when someone isn't ACCA qualified and someone is, just because of the sheer wealth of knowledge that they project on so many different subjects. And as I said earlier, not only do I have a strong grasp of accounting, I understand why the businesses that I audit make the decisions that they make. I understand the reasons behind why they make them, how based on how my analysis of the performance, and that allows me to improve the quality of my audit and improve the way I do my job by asking more targeted questions based on my understanding of the business. And not only does this help me grow my understanding of the financial services industry, it also helps me add value to my clients and make a difference in society by building trust. And that's something that's fundamentally important.
Great. Amazing. Okay, I know, that a lot of people would be having this question, since this whole session is about the fact that how do you get employed in a big four, and how do you get a job at a company like PwC. So, Varsha, to you, the question is, and then I'll come back to Carl. If you were to list out, maybe two or three the most important qualities, that these are the qualities that the firm is looking for in an individual, because a lot of people have this concern that, oh, I don't know why I got rejected, or I'm not sure why my application is not being considered. So what do you think that these are some of the most important qualities that are being looked by the firm in the individuals that they're looking to hire?
I think it's a very relevant question and a very important one, especially for all of our audience as well.
Yeah.
I think what differentiates a candidate is it's not just your qualifications or saying that, okay, I've passed all the papers of ACCA and, these are my scores. So those are things, okay, they can read it on your CV, but what differentiates you is your journey along with it. So what have you done on the side? So doing a qualification like ACCA encourages you to start, seeking out internship opportunities, which again puts you ahead of the crowd. And I think another big differentiator, which is a very hot topic right now, is digital skills. So
Right.
ACCA as a qualification, since it's so updated, very recently it went through a lot of syllabus changes as well. So where they've incorporated business technology, they've incorporated working on, the platform directly, to which you mentioned, even the exams are now online. So I think that definitely differentiates you, your ability to work in a digital environment. And I think the most important is your overall characteristics, your EQ, so your adaptability, your ability to work under pressure, your ability to be open to change, being confident. Those are things that will really, really help you stand out. And from a actual like resume or CV perspective, it's really important to highlight all things, small and big wins. Nothing is small, especially when you're starting off. It's really important you portray yourself in the best light and really talk about all of your achievements and really highlight the fact that you are qualified, because that's already differentiating you from rest of the crowd.
Amazing. That's really going to help a lot of people. And what do you think, Carl? What are the two or three most important qualities an individual should have or the firm is looking for so that it makes them more employable and more considerable by the firms?
Yep, absolutely. I hope our audience is taking note of some of the points Varsha just put forward, because there were some really good points, and I think those are really going to help.
Indeed.
Just to add on to those, digital transformation, yes, an incredibly important topic. Now, PwC is a huge firm and naturally in a lot of demand. So a lot of thousands, if not more, CVs are going to be coming through the door every single day. And now your job is to make yourself stand out. And just to top up what Varsha said on digital transformation, I think that's an incredibly important subject and a qualification, or I'd say a skill that PwC is looking for. Yes, the ACCA qualification is definitely adapted, so highlighting that is incredibly important. But also, it would be incredible to have tools such as Alteryx, Power BI, Tableau, etc., that the firm that PwC uses on a day-to-day basis for reporting and analysis. So again, that's Alteryx, Power BI, and Tableau. If you have these on your CV, they are bound to make you stand out. Another thing I'd like to add on is communication skills and working under pressure, which Varsha already mentioned. PwC is a firm of solvers. We come here every day and we solve problems. So putting yourself in that problem-solving mindset will also cause you to encounter pressure at times, but it's only for the better. So showing that you highlighting these aspects, these soft skills, and giving examples of how you've done them is going to make you stand out and make you an incredibly viable candidate for a firm like PwC.
Great. And I would like to, add a bit on this one. I mean, like amazing points from both of you. And a lot of people, have this fear that because of digital transformations, the jobs are going to be lesser. A lot of things are going to be done by AI and all that. But that's not true because if you are having the analytical skills, and an amazing statement made by Carl that PwC is a firm of solvers, so we need to solve problems, right? So people think that just having the technical knowledge makes them stand out, whereas they should not only have the technical knowledge, but they should also have the ability to analyze, and that is what is going to make them help stand out into the crowd, and that is what is going to help them land a job in a company like PwC or the Big Four audit firm. Great. So I believe these were pretty much the questions that I had from my end, but let's see if uh, our audience are having any of the questions. So people who are in the audience, guys, you guys can drop your questions in the chat box. I'm going to be addressing the questions to the speakers, and if it is an open question, I hope all of us can contribute into the answers for that one. So I believe, guys, there's just one question so far now, and then I will take the rest of the questions if there are any. So the question from the candidate is, with two papers left to complete ACCA qualification and having completed the OBU BSc and some 3 years of accounting experience, is it possible to get a job in a Big Four, or they look for the complete ACCA qualification? Who would want to go first? Varsha, you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. I can take that question. The answer is you can apply, as in from the moment you enroll as a student, saying that you're starting your ACCA journey, you are a candidate that the firm would consider. And I'm sure a lot of the other people and even Carl would agree. End of the day, what we're looking for is that willingness to learn as well, right? So to see that you're already pursuing the qualification, to see that you've already come this far in your journey and you have 3 years of experience, which is really great. So I would say, after the call, get on the website and apply.
What about
Yep,
you, Carl?
absolutely.
You want
Yep.
to add something?
Completely echo that. Having looked at this, I'm all ears to what your CV looks like. So I think hop on to the PwC Experienced Hires portal. You're surely well past the graduate careers level of experience. So do look at the experienced hire section for any job applications that you fancy, and do apply.
Great. Okay, so we have got a second question from Ibrahim. And the question is, what are the requirements and what is preferred, generally speaking, for a job at PwC? So what are the general requirements of, getting a job at PwC? I think we covered that, but maybe we can do a bit of a repeat answer for that one. Carl, you want to take that one?
Sure. Again, it depends on what line of service you're applying to, because there's a lot of them. We have assurance, we have deals, we have tax, and we have consulting as well. But so for a job at PwC, since you've asked specifically, again, the list of requirements is usually mentioned in the job description for each role. So do look at the careers website for PwC Middle East, where you'll find everything there. I can speak to what's required from an assurance perspective from audit, and that's progress towards the ACCA qualification, preferably. As I said earlier, it's PwC's preferred qualification. And that's for a graduate career. You'd also be expected to have made significant progress towards completing your degree. So these are two key technical requirements, and the others are general, such as soft skills, which we've covered earlier, and having a willingness to learn, as Varsha said.
Perfect. Okay, the next one is from Mohammed, which says that what are some valuable advices would you give for a junior university student in accounting and finance to focus on skills and programs? I think I'll take that one. Mohammed, I think the main qualities that you should try to build, and there was an article in Forbes as well, that what are the top 10 most important qualities an individual should have in order to be more employable. And some of the qualities that I can list out for you would be communication skills. You should be very good at communicating. And as it was mentioned by Varsha and Carl as well, working under pressure, because a lot of people, they start panicking, they start going all over the place the moment they hit with the stress and pressure. So working under pressure, time management, communication skills, leadership skills, how do you lead in a difficult situation? These are some of the most important. And obviously technical qualities, technical skills are going along with that. For sure, you need to have the technical skills, but along with that, these are some of the most important qualities that you should have. Another question we have from Khalid: to what extent company help employees in funding the program, or it allows to reimburse the fee after the completion? I think, Varsha, you want to take that one?
Yeah, so I think every firm has a different policy in place. At PwC, we are very invested in training and upskilling our staff. So whether you're in assurance, in tax, consulting, whatever line of service you are in, there's a lot of support from the firm, depending on the role you have. So it's not that you're going to be forced into doing X qualification or Y qualification. Of course, in assurance, the preferred qualification is ACCA, which is also a biggest line of service. But there is enough support. So like if you're in the firm, I would say your upskilling is already taken care of.
Perfect.
Sure. I can add on to that in terms of, you asked specifically for the funding. I see, and as Varsha said, we're incredibly invested in upskilling our people. And PwC, should you join PwC, the PwC does sponsor your classes with the academy. They will help fund your classes with the academy, and they will also help you with any membership fees that you incur with your ACCA down the line throughout your period in the firm. So yes, PwC does support in terms of funding.
Okay. There's another question from Kyle. I'll take that one. In your opinion, ACCA or accounting degree from a university? Kyle, I would say that it depends on what university you are doing. But personally speaking, because I've got both, and this is my personal opinion, I would say ACCA because professional qualification goes into more in-depth knowledge as compared to university degrees. Again, it totally depends on what university you are doing from, but I would recommend you to do ACCA, and then you can apply for the Oxford Brookes universities should you want to have any accounting degree, or you can also apply for the MSc from University of London, which is a master's in applied accounting again, and that is another degree that you can have because of the memorandum of understanding of ACCA with the University of London. Okay, there's another question. Currently applying at PwC as I saw a lot of vacant positions in the firm. I have almost 2 years experience as an audit associate. Any specific things or words HR would be looking for in a CV? I guess HR would be the best people to answer this question. But any one of you would want to take this one?
Sure, I can speak to what in assurance instances and from that perspective. I think again, HR would be very keen to know what your progress is towards the ACCA qualification, as we've highlighted. The other things, as I said, some popular digital tools, mentioning those in your CV would be important, provided you have done courses and in some of these tools that PwC uses. Again, those are Alteryx, Power BI, and Tableau. Those are some tools that PwC uses on a daily basis, and having those on your CV would be a key plus point. Also, any relevant accounting experience that you've had, uh, again, something that's incredibly important to getting your foot in the door in PwC.
Great. Right. The next one is from Neha. She says, does having a 9 paper exemption in ACCA serves as a disadvantage while applying for jobs? Would recruiters prefer an individual who attempted all 13 papers? I think the answer to that question is no. It doesn't matter whether you have an exemption or you don't have an exemption. As long as you are qualified, you have the relevant knowledge, you will definitely be considered. Okay, the next one, I think we did this. Yeah. Does PwC take in CMA qualified candidates? Yes, we do. Absolutely. How important would you say is doing a bachelor's or a master's after doing ACCA and the impact it would make for getting into a Big Four? Varsha, you want to take that?
Yeah, sure. So the good thing about the ACCA qualification is it gives you the option to do it while you're doing the program as well. Now, if you ask me, do I need to have the bachelor's degree or the master's degree? Not necessarily. However, we do encourage students to do it for multiple reasons. So over here, at least in PwC, there is no restriction to whether you need a bachelor's degree or not. But tomorrow, say you get an opportunity to transfer to another PwC, office, or you're moving to another country. This is where having that degree in hand can come in handy. So, it's an easy process when you're doing the ACCA. Once you do the first 9 papers, all you got to do is a thesis with an OPU mentor, and you're being handed the Oxford Brookes University degree, which is the BSc honor. So I think if you have the option, definitely do it. But again, it is completely up to you. It doesn't restrict you from getting into the Big Four.
Yeah, I'd like to add on to that as well. So yeah, the route that Varsha just talked about is the exact same route that I've taken into getting into PwC. I completed all my 13 exams and also got the Oxford Brookes degree. Now, I'm sure some of you on the call will be worrying, thinking about the financial implications of, going to a full-fledged university and doing the ACC at the same time. And what I can tell you is that having done the ACC and the Oxford Brookes with the Academy proved to be more economical than what I would have spent if I was to do a full-fledged degree at a university. So as Josefa said, you can do the Oxford Brookes degree, or you could do the master's from University of London, and both of those would be more economical than doing a full-fledged degree. So you now, having spent less, you have your ACCA qualification and a degree. So I think that's something that a lot of you would be considering as well. So I thought I'd throw it in there. Yeah.
Okay. Next question again is from Karen. How can we apply for the graduate program, and is it possible for non-nationals to apply in the UAE? So guys, anyone would want to take that?
Yeah, I can take that.
Sure, please.
So PwC's careers website opens for recruiting for assurance, at least in phases. So they recruit in one phase. They might. I know you might be on the website and see the tag UAE nationals only. That's only temporary. Rest assured. As I said, they recruit in phases. They recruit first UAE nationals, then they move on to graduates from all of the UAE, and then so on and so forth. So what you need to do is keep checking the PwC website frequently, so you can see when that particular application for all UAE opens up for the graduate program.
Can ACCA affiliates join a Big Four without a bachelor's degree? Yes, why not? If you're an ACCA affiliate and if you have a certain amount of relevant experience in terms of any internship, maybe you cannot get into a completely full-time role, but maybe you can get in as an intern and then get a full-time role later on once people see your work and how well you are able to do the work at the firm. Considering a fresher, could you picturize how can one join the academy and also work with PwC? Sheikh Najib is asking that. How can one join the academy and also work with PwC? If I paraphrase your question, Najib, I guess maybe you're asking that uh, is it manageable to study and work at the same time? The answer to that question is yes. But if you're asking a question something like that, I get into the academy, does that guarantee me a job in PwC? The answer to that question is definitely no, that is not the case. But yes, there are multiple opportunities coming out, and we do recommend our students, but obviously there's no guarantee. Okay, another question. My question is slightly specific. I started off my career with PwC Mumbai 3 years back, where I worked with the firm for over a year. I then joined my family business in Middle East and then have been with the business since then. How can I relaunch myself in the Big Four space after a gap of 2 years? Varsha, you want to do that?
Yeah, sure. So it's nice to hear from a PwC alumni. I think the fact that you've continued to work and you've been working with your family business, it doesn't discount your experience at any level. I mean, there's so much to learn when you work in family businesses. I mean, we deal with family business offices as well. So what I would say is if you feel like you need an added skill set, or you feel like you need that push, you could always take up a small refresher course just to show that you're back in the market, actively trying to upskill yourself. And even if you don't do that, there's nothing stopping you from applying into the Big Four space. And of course, if you just want to come and do something that is, short term, if you want to pick up another qualification, that's also an option. But either ways, I think based on your profile, you're pretty much ready to just go online and apply. So there's nothing stopping you from applying.
Great, thank you. Okay, another one that we have. Does PwC Academy offer the ACCA MSc qualification, and what will be the full cost? And do I get my exemptions on the MSc once I finish my full ACCA papers? Yes, we do provide the trainings for the MSc qualification, and for the cost and everything, it would be better if you can connect with a program counselor. You can approach the program counselors at the academy. You can maybe give them a call, or you can visit the academy and they can provide you with the complete details of the program and the exemptions and the details that we are providing. Right, next one. I have about 5 years of experience in accounting field and have worked across different industries. I've recently registered for ACCA with exemption. How best can you advise someone to join the firm? 5 years of experience, guys.
With 5 years of experience in accounting, I think you'd definitely be a really good hire, and I think I'd love to have you on my team if you had 5 years of accounting experience. But no, do definitely apply to PwC as an experienced hire. Again, that's a separate section on the careers website. Where you'll see a lot of application links for experienced hires with more than 3 years of experience.
Great. Right. As a student just starting my journey in ACCA, I want to know what role AI plays in this field.
I can take the question.
Sure.
Yeah. So, like I think I mentioned earlier, ACCA as a course syllabus in itself has adapted very recently, and it's constantly evolving. It does talk about digital tools. It talks about how technology plays a very, very important role. Even if you think about, we keep referring to accounting as bookkeeping. We don't actually keep books anymore, right? We use softwares and we use, technology to actually keep our records and everything. In terms of AI, I think AI plays a very big role in the field of accounting and finance. Let it be even in the role that I'm doing, which is forecasting. We use AI technology. We use all of this on a day-to-day basis to help us, do predictive analysis, to do forecasts, and even I think I'll let Carl speak from his experience as well from a digital perspective. AI is definitely, I won't say it's the next big thing because it is currently the big thing that everyone's talking about. So yes, AI does play an important role, and ACCA as a qualification does support your journey in giving you the right head start to understanding how AI influences this field.
Yep,
Great.
completely agree, Varsha. Yeah, absolutely. And sure, from an assurance perspective as well, there's a whole team, I can tell you, in PwC that's dedicating every single day of their jobs towards understanding how artificial intelligence can make our audit more efficient and improve quality. And that's, as Varsha said, it's not the next big thing. It already is pretty big. So uh, it would be incredibly useful if you upskilled yourself and took time out of your of your schedules to upskill yourself in terms of AI, because PwC currently is at the forefront of our investment in AI with the innovations we've come up with in terms of how we've used AI in our business. And I think it's only going to keep growing in importance. So something incredibly important to look into.
Okay, the next question is what's important aspects for interns since most internship applicants don't have sufficient work experience, especially university students? Carl, you want to take that?
Sure. From what I understand, PwC usually hires interns around this time during summer. It's called the summer internship program.
Yes.
Again, worth checking out the website on that. PwC usually, from what I've seen, takes interns from it takes students who are sort of pursuing the ACCA qualification or a degree. So again, worth applying once you see the link appear on the website. But as I said, it's usually students who are pursuing the degrees. It could be the Oxford Brookes, it could be ACCA. These are the students who tend to get preference when the internship programs are offered.
Okay, I think Carl, the next question also addresses you since it is related to audit. What is the most popular tool from those that you mentioned being used in audit?
Sure. I think I listed 3 of them. I listed Alteryx, Power BI, and Tableau. I'd like to focus on Alteryx and Power BI because they both serve their own individual purposes. Now, when you are, as part of my day-to-day job in audit, I deal with a lot of data, and what we do earlier, and what I'm sure a lot of us are used to, is using Excel. Simply using Excel to mine and process this huge amount of data, and a lot of the time it would we know how Excel is. It shuts our laptops down when we need it the most. So Alteryx was introduced some years ago as an incredibly powerful tool that can help you mine these huge volumes of data. And this is something that helps me every single day on my job when I have to skim through and analyze a huge data set. And data, as we know, is growing in importance, and some of our clients have incredible, huge data sets, and Alteryx helps you mine through all this data. It's Excel on the next level. So that's Alteryx. Power BI helps you visualize data sets. It's an incredibly powerful tool for analysis, and our firm uses it on a day-to-day basis to look at budgets, forecasts. I'm sure Varsha has something to add there as well, and so much more. So again, Alteryx and Power BI, two incredibly popular and useful tools.
Varsha, you want to add to that?
Yeah, so I think he talked a lot about Alteryx, which we use very, very religiously. We use the tool, even Power BI, and a lot of these tools. Like some of you may be thinking, like, I don't know anything about this. How can I find courses, or how can I upskill myself? Like we live in the world of big data. We have access to infinite information on the internet, but I think even when you study with the academy, when you do your qualifications, there are a lot of bite-sized additional trainings that you get. We don't go into detailed trainings like Alteryx Power BI, but we do talk about these in depth. And I think having those skills, or even showing that you're in the process of upskilling yourself in using these tools, can really, really help. So Alteryx Power BI, definitely something for you to, look into if you're a student and you have a summer break coming up, something for you to invest in.
Yeah. As a quick note, Alteryx and Power BI both have free certifications online. Alteryx has something called a core certification, which is free, and that's something that's helped me personally stand out in my CV when I applied to PwC.
Great. Thanks, Carl, because I believe there were a couple of questions addressing about the fact that where can we learn about these courses. So thank you that you added that. Okay. Do experts from specific departments in PwC come into the ACCA classes to give some specific insights into the how they have applied the theoretical knowledge gained from the ACCA in their day-to-day work? I think, like we don't specifically call in people, but you do have a lot of people within the classes who are working for PwC, and they're also attending the classes. So you can network with them, you can speak with them, you can share your insights, they can share their insights. And similarly, like Varsha, she is working with PwC and she is also training for us as well. So she brings in that knowledge and also share it with the students. And that is how we share our practical knowledge with our students in the classes. Okay, I guess this is the last question. We always come across articles saying Big Four are fined in audits. How do you take that as you are in the field for a while? Okay, Mr. Audit Man, that's for you.
Um, uh, Here, again, loaded question. Now, all I can say to that is at PwC we're committed to delivering quality, and I think our firm in audit, well, our profession involves carrying a lot of risk. Our partners sign opinions at the back of a lot of work that a lot of people do, and ultimately our goal is to build trust in society, and we do that to the best we can whilst complying with a ton of regulations. So again, anything you read on the internet doesn't deter us from our purpose. We're always committed to delivering quality services to our clients and building trust in society.
Totally, totally. Perfect. I guess we are going to be stopping with the questions and amazing stuff. Thank you, Varsha. Thank you, Carl. You guys took all the questions amazingly, and you guys have shared a huge amount of knowledge with our viewers today. So, just a quick ending note for everyone so that everyone is on the same page. So guys, we did the questions. Our classes for ACCA are going to be starting from the 14th of July 2022, and we have got a hybrid learning model which includes face-to-face learning as well as live online along with the recorded lectures, because the same lectures are being recorded as well. So the same class which is going to be delivered face to face will also be delivered online. So you've got a choice whether you want to attend the session online or you want to attend the session in person, and you can come in and attend the classes in whichever method you feel comfortable and you feel easy with. So that is going to be pretty much it from our side. I would like to thank our viewers today. I'd like to thank Varsha. I'd like to thank Carl and all the support team who has set up this webinar for all of you guys. A small request from all of you to please kindly fill in the feedback so that we get your important feedback and we try to bring a better version of the webinars and better knowledge and better data with you guys the next time. And thank you very much. I'd like to thank everyone who has attended the session, and it was lovely to speak with you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Josefa.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
Carl.
Varsha, and thank you, Carl.
Thanks, Varsha. Thanks, Josefa. Thanks,
And
everyone.
thanks to everyone in the academy. And if I can just add, feel free to reach out to us. We are on LinkedIn if you want to reach out to us and talk more. And reach out to the academy. Come visit us. We have a fantastic academy space. Come check out the premises if you want to meet the trainers, and reach out to us. Our program counselors are always ready to guide you through it all. And we hope to see some of you in the classroom soon.
Absolutely. You guys can reach out to us on LinkedIn individually. You can follow us on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and to get all the updates from the academy. Perfect. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for attending.